ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமாமுகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலிவேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருநாவுக்கரசு வளர் திருத்தொண்டின் நெறிவாழ வரிஞான தவமுனிவர் வாகீசர் வாய்மைத்திகள் பெருடாம சீர்பரவல் உருகின்றேன் பேர் உலகில் ஒரு நாவுக்கு உரை செய்ய ஒண்ணாமை உணராதே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் அட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரை எந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் மண்ணூர் ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய வரனே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலை அமண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் வழங்குகின்ற பெரிய புராணம் ஆங்கில தொடரில் நாம் தொடர்ந்து திருநாவுக்கரசு நாயனாரை சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. Thirunavukkarasar Nayanar is one of the 4 gurus of Saivam. Any Tamilian who claims to be a Saivite should be knowing these 4 mentors, Gurumars, Acharyas, because they have given a lot of material, a lot of things, a lot of ways by which we can get the mercy of Lord Shiva and wipe away our sorrows, griefs and all ills of our life. So the life is full of problems. Either it may be related to the physical structure or to the mental status or any other thing that will affect our life. Because the life is full of problems and whenever we face a difficulty, we somehow or other try to solve it by our efforts. Once we know that it is beyond our efforts, we cannot solve them, then we have to surrender ourselves to Lord Shiva. But how to surrender? Why should you wait for that moment? Why should you wait for that moment? See, prevention is better than cure. There is a popular saying that you must prevent yourself from the disease instead of curing it when it comes to you. So, better prevention is very, very important. These Gurumars have shown a lot of preventions in our lives that we have to adopt to avoid the serious and difficult situations in our life. See, they have not preached, they have not taught, they have lived. See, I may preach so many things, but can I adhere to them? Can I abide by them? Can I live in the way what I preach? That's very difficult. I may advise a lot of things, whether I will follow my advice myself, it's very difficult. But our Gurus, they have lived their lives what they preached. As a matter of fact, they have lived more than what they said. When they say surrender yourself to Lord Shiva, they mean it. They mean it. They also call us to surrender without any condition before Lord Shiva. When you surrender, don't ask Him to solve your problems. You surrender to Him with all your problems, saying that whether you are going to solve my problems or not, I am a slave. I am your slave. You are my savior. Save me out of these difficulties. Relieve me out of these life's complications. So it goes like that. These Gurus, ஞான சம்பந்தர், Thirunavukkarasar, Sundaramurti Swamigal, and Manivasagar. All of them have given us a lot of information, methods, means to liberate ourselves from the difficult lives. See, life is full of difficulties and problems. If you solve one, another will pop up. If you try to solve that, the another one will come before you. As you go on solving the problems, they will be going on coming up. Like the waves in the sea. See, if you go to a seashore and see, the waves are coming one after the other continuously. Can you just wait for the waves to stop? They will never stop. Likewise, the difficulties also, they come, they torture you, they make you feel sorry, they make you feel suffer, and they go away. But how to get out of these things as a prevention? That is very important. If you have a particular problem, you may think that if this problem is solved, I will be out of all difficulties. But that's not the case. But that's not true also. So they, our mentors, our gurus, they clearly told us, you go and surrender before Lord Shiva without any reservation or condition. I am your slave, please save me. That's all. See, if you say that you are a slave, it is not just a formality. You must mean it, you must abide by it. When I am saying that I am a slave to Lord Shiva, then I should accept whatever is being given without argument or without murmuring, without grudging. I have to accept whatever comes to me. That is the real surrendering. That is the real surrendering. If you suffer, don't blame others, blame yourselves. Likewise, a lot of teachings they have given us to come away, to come out of the difficulties, problems. Those things in the life are common. You can't stop them. See, if you are going out, rain is coming. Can you stop the rain? You can't stop the rain. But how are you going to save yourselves from the rain? Hold an umbrella. Hold an umbrella. The rain may fall, but not on you. You have a shelter under the umbrella. Likewise, the problems are pouring in. Have an umbrella. That is the prayer of Lord Shiva with Devaram, Thirunavukkarasar. So, going before Lord Shiva and reciting Devaram and Thirunavukkarasar is like holding an umbrella in a rainy outing. So, kindly we must understand. We must understand that our preachers, our gurus, they have lived their lives only because of us. They have got the mercy and grace of Lord Shiva already. Even, see, you must see the difference. They have lived even after they received the greatest blessings of Lord Shiva. See, once you receive the blessings, why should you be here at all in this world, expecting dangerous things from every corner? Why should you be here? They have received the blessings. They could have left this world, and they would have gone to Sivalokam and be under the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. But they were here, they lived here. Even after they were blessed, it is because they lived because of us. They sang so many songs, they lived their lives. For example, Thirunavukkarasar, he lived their life to show the people that render pure service to the temple and to the adiyars. He lived like that. He was carrying the Uravaram, that's called Uravaram. He has paid like this thing. He was carrying everywhere he goes. He was carrying out the service. He not only preached, he lived like that. So it was a living example to make you convinced of the preaching. See, unless otherwise you should be, you are convinced of the preaching, you may not be inclining to follow it. So if you want to follow it, then you must get convinced of the preaching. Otherwise you will not follow the preaching. Somebody comes and gives you advice. Will you immediately follow? No, you should get convinced by the advice. Thirunavukkarasar Swamigal, wherever he goes, he was carrying out this Uravaram, that is cleaning the place where Shiva, Lord Shiva, graces the people who comes over there. People who come over there. He was doing the service there. Pulling out the weeds, cleaning, sweeping, removing the hurdles and stones, pebbles on the pathway, and making them very clean for the pedestrians, for the people who are coming to temple, and they may be going around Lord Shiva. Valam Varudal, it will be quoted in the Tamil, it should be quoted Valam Varudal. So the pathway for the Valam Varudal would be cleaned by him, coming around going around the main deity. It's very important. So whenever people go like that, they must feel it comfortable to go around the main deity. That pathway should be cleaned, pebble free, and the weeds, weeding out the grass or the place neatly for the people who come to temple comfortably go around the temple and use the temple. So on seeing this, so many people, Saivat decided that if we want to get the mercy of Lord Shiva, we must execute, we must render service to the temple and also to the adiyars. Is it not? Sri Thirunavukkarasar showed the people how to get the attention of Lord Shiva, how to get noticed by Lord Shiva. Unless otherwise you execute some service, you will never be noticed by him. Execute some service and get his mercy. You will be rewarded, you will be taken care of. So that's how he lived, Thirunavukkarasar. And we must learn from our gurus. We must carefully go through their life history, how they lived, how they rendered their services, how they behaved in difficult situations, what would be their response in serious occasions. Likewise, we must carefully get lot of information, teachings from their life. That is why we have been discussing about the life history of Thirunavukkarasar here. He was not stationed at one place. He was going around. At his age, you just consider. Around he was around 74 to 75. At that age, people want to be taking rest at home. They will not be willing to wander. They will not be willing to go around. They will be willing to stay in one place and take rest, ample rest. But just think of Thirunavukkarasar. He travelled far and wide. He visited kick and corner. All temples may not be connected with the main roads. You have to go through the paddy fields or other fields to approach the temple. There won't be any path somewhere. In some places, the temple would have been built on top hill. So you have to reach the top of the hill. There will not be any regular path. Some or other, the people will be taking all risks and reach the top. At the age of Thirunavukkarasar, nobody will be willing to travel like this. It's difficult to travel. It was a difficult travel, just to think of it. Nowadays you are connected by road, by train, by all those facilities are available, and even though all facilities are available, we don't have time to visit temples. So some of the temples we are yet to see now. Even these facilities available, in spite of availability of all these facilities, we are yet to visit some temple. But Thirunavukkarasar, he never hesitated or he never stayed back. He was touring like anything. He was touring, going to the corners of the Tamil Nadu and getting darshan of Lord Shiva there. So there would be a lot of work for him. by Udavaram. And he would be executing this Udavaram, and also he would be composing the Padiham also. The string of verses he would be submitting for the Lord Shiva's lotus feet. So such was the life of Thirunavukkarasar, without expecting any luxury in the life. See, water cannot be assured, food cannot be assured, transport facility cannot be assured, and even a hut for taking rest is not assured. Nothing is assured. But still, he opted to travel. He travelled. See the mercy of Thirunavukkarasar. So Thirunavukkarasar was one of the best teachers, one of our best teachers. And his works as Padihams, Thirunerisai, Thirukurundogai, Tiruthandagam, all these are wonderful works in Tamil. Even people who may not be connected with Saivam but interested in Tamil should go through these songs, the way in which it has been composed, and the glamour of Tamil they can enjoy. So we were saying that in the last episode we were discussing that Thirunavukkarasar Nayanar visited Madurai and was greeted by Mangerkarasiyar and the Chola, the Pandyan king, and also the Kulachariyar, the minister. All of them greeted him, and they were also blessed. They were also blessed by our Thirunavukkarasar Swami. Thirunavukkarasar Swami also carried out Udavaram there. He was there for some days, and all of the people enjoyed his stay in Madurai. He was composing a lot of padiyams for Alavai Annal, and everybody was joyful. But somehow or other he has to carry on his tour. So somehow or other he got the kind acceptance of Mangerkarasi and the Pandyan king to leave Madurai, and he travelled towards Rameswaram. On the way he visited Thirupuvanam. And when he approached the temple, it was fastly approaching the noon. So he wanted to rush to the temple and have a darshan before the temple was closed. But because of his age, he was not able to move fast, but somehow or other he was making it as much as possible faster. But at one time he was not able to proceed further. He was struggling, and at that time Lord Shiva appeared before him with his spouse Umai, and gave darshan on his bull. Thirunavukkarasar Swamigal was very happy, and he sang a padiham exclaiming the kindness of Lord Shiva to come to this place where Adiyars are. He is not expecting the Adiyars to come over to him always. Sometimes he goes to the Adiyars and give darshan. So that was understood, and he explained his kindness, his mercy in his song. Badiyere Tirisulam Tondrum Tondrum Malar Sadayil Ilamadiyam Tondrum Tondrum. Likewise, the song goes, and after that he didn't go to temple at all, because he had darshan of the God in the place where he struggled. So he didn't take further efforts to go to the temple, because he had the darshan of Thirupuranam. So he proceeded further to Rameshwaram. He came to Rameshwaram, and he extended his Udavarapadi and also sang songs upon Lord Shiva, and he was there for some days. He dipped himself in the sea, the sacred sea, and he tried to continue his tourage, and he came to Thirunavukkarasar. In Thirunavukkarasar also lot of Adiyars greeted him in the border and brought him to the city with all special greetings given to him, and taken him to a temple where he worshipped Lord Shiva. And Nellayappar, he had darshan of Nellayappar, and he executed some Udavaram there also. He gave some lectures to the people there. They were very happy to receive his teachings and preachings, and also Padiham, and he was also there. Finally, he decided to leave that place and started towards Chola region. So he was slowly coming, and he reached lot of temples on the banks of Kaveri, and he came to Poombuhalur. Poombuhalur, he came over there. Some or other he felt, he had an insight that he may halt here itself, because Lord Shiva in Poombuhalur is going to give him the final salvation. He some or other sensed that, and he decided to pass on his rest of his life in Poombuhalur itself. He decided not to go further, not only because of his age, not because he was tired, he had taken this decision, not because of that. He had an inner feeling, that Lord Shiva wanted him to be here itself, no more tourage. He wanted him to be there. So he decided to be in Poombuhalur itself, and he composed a lot of Tamil works, wonderful works. The works like Nindra Tiruthandagam, Needudani Tiruthandagam, and K.Sivakumar Sakkarai Padiham and Puranathu Adaivu, likewise Dasa Puranathu Adaivu, Dasa Puranathu Adaivu. Likewise, he composed special things in Pumbugalu. He was staying over there. He was carrying out Uravaram, going to the temple, every day carrying out Uravaram, cleaning the whole temple, have darshan, sing the verses, and go around the temple and come back. That was the routine he had. He had a feeling that Lord Shiva is going to give him salvation here. So he was waiting for the day to come. He was there. At that time, Lord Shiva wanted to show the world the extent of detachment of Thirunavukkarasar and also his selfless service. God didn't want to test Thirunavukkarasar. He will never test his adiyars. See, people used to say that God will examine, test, all these things they will say, but Saivam won't accept it. Lord Shiva need not test and get the result to ascertain the grade of adiyar. He will never do it. See, he resides inside the soul. So whatever soul thinks, he comes to know that. The level of maturity, nobody needs to tell him. The level of maturity of a soul, nobody needs to tell Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is within the soul itself. So he knows the maturity level of the particular soul. So he need not test it and have the result. Without test, he very well knows. So when he very well knows, why should he test it? Not necessary at all. But here Lord Shiva performed some feats. Why? Because not to test Thirunavukkarasar, but to show the world the level of his detachment and the level of his selfless service. So what he did was this. Some days when Thirunavukkarasar Swamigal was cleaning the pathway, the garden or the temple premises, on the ground he would be coming across valuable gems, stones, valuable gems and stones. They would be glittering. But Thirunavukkarasar won't look at them with that value in mind. The costly stones, the valuable stones, the gems will look like him as an ordinary stone, pebbles on the ground. So he won't differentiate between a stone and a gem. In his sight, both of them are same. So what he will do is, he would be seeing the scattered gems here and there, and he will sweep them. He would be sweeping them along with the mud and garden litter, along with the litter. He would be just collecting them and throwing them into the pond nearby. Who will do it? See, people may say so many things before it comes across. I may also say that if I come across a gem on the street, I will just throw it into the deep well. But when I actually come across, can I do it? So he was just throwing them as garden litter into the pond, temple tank. And Dev Chekradar also would be saying for the qualities of adiyars, கேடும் ஆக்கமும் கெட்ட திருவினார் அவர்கள் ஓடும் செம்பொடும் ஒக்கவே நோக்குவார். There will not be any difference in their views. They will just look at the gem as if they are looking at a ordinary stone. So that was shown to the world, and even the celestials were astonished to see the detachment of our Thirunavukkarasar. Some days passed by, and Lord Shiva made arrangements to fetch celestial girls where he was doing the Udavaram. These girls gathered up there, they were dancing, they were singing, and they were going around the garden where Thirunavukkarasar was doing his job. But he didn't, he ignored them. He didn't pay, he didn't pay even a simple notice to their doings there. They were going around him. They were singing. On seeing the inactiveness of Thirunavukkarasar, on seeing how he ignored them, they decided to some or other attract his attention. Some girls tried to snatch his hand. Some girls went near him and touched his back. So all these things they were doing. Only now Thirunavukkarasar got irritated. He told them, why are you wasting your time on me? So I have summoned myself 100% to Lord Shiva in Tiruvarur. So I will not be attracted by anything in this world. Nothing can distract me from Lord Shiva in Tiruvarur. I have dedicated my thoughts, I have dedicated my words, I have dedicated my actions. All these things have already been dedicated. I am a sincere, lawful and loyal adiyar for Lord Shiva in Tiruvarur. Aruranukke aatpatto, he was saying in his song. And Indran was very much astonished. See, any human soul in this world will be tempted by these dances and celestial girls, but whereas Appa Swami just ignored them, and he was paying his salute to our Thirunavukkarasar. So likewise, the days were passing on, and the girls returned to their pavilion, and things were going, and he was there, and the whole world came to know the level of detachment of Thirunavukkarasar. Kadunduravu, they would be saying in Tamil. So at that time, the days were the day of salvation was slowly approaching. Thirunavukkarasar could feel it. Our Swamigal was waiting for the day happily to get himself mingled with Lord Shiva's lotus feet. See, the soul comes to the cover of Lord Shiva. Then it will not have its own ills, and it will not have its griefs, it will not have its misdeeds, all these things. It will be liberated from these things, and it will be taking the final happy, joyous rest with the shadow, under the shadow of Lord Shiva's lotus feet. In Tamil they will say Tiruvadi Needal, they will say Tiruvadi Needal. Say Upper Swami has been hinted some or other that he is going to get the salvation in Pumbuhalur. He was getting that hint from Lord Shiva. That is why he stationed himself in Pumbuhalur. He didn't go anywhere else, and he chose that place because not his choice. It was the choice made by Lord Shiva. If the choice was not made known to him, he would have travelled to another place. He came to Pumbuhalur and stayed there. He would have moved to a different place if he didn't get the hint from Lord Shiva. He was hinted. So he came to know his final salvation is going to be in Pumbuhalur. So that he was waiting for that day, and that day came one fine morning. Thirunavukkarasar, as usual, got up, went to the temple premises, and he completed his routine duties, executed Uravaram, then proceeded towards the temple, and there he uttered the final song. Ennuhen, en solli ennuhen. He was saying that what can I think about at this moment? See, the soul at the final day, at the final moment, should think what? Should think only Lord Shiva, nothing else. See, when people are in deathbed, they are worried so much about their wealth, their sons, their grandsons, their relatives. All these things come to their mind except God. Except Lord Shiva, they have every thought about others. Why should you have all this nonsense? Leave alone all those things. They are not going to come with you. See, if you are going to worry about your wealth, will they send the wealth along with you? If you worry about your kith and kin, are they going to accompany you? No. Then why should you worry about them? Worry about you. Take care of yourself. At least have now the thought about Lord Shiva. Thirumalur says the final thought of a soul leaving the body matters very much. It is very, very important, the last thought, because it will pave the way for the next birth. So when a soul in the deathbed, and it very well it will be knowing that it's going to leave the body. At that time, it should have sacred thoughts. It should have thoughts about Lord Shiva. It should utter Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Nama, the 5-lettered mantra it should utter. So it must say, it must think about the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, and the soul should say that I should come to you, take care of me, have me with you, don't send me back. All these prayers should be there at that time. But if you are going to worry about the worldly things once again, then you are going to come back. They are not going to come with you, but you will come back. Then next birthday, you will not be knowing what will be your way of the birth, how will you come to this world, in what form you are going to come, all those things are unknown, but sufferings are assured. Why should you want to come back? At least that time when your soul is ready to leave the body, have thought about Lord Shiva. Dedicate yourselves. You dedicate your thoughts to Lord Shiva at least at that period. Then you will be blessed. Because since you have understood that nothing is going to be benefited if I come back to this world, if I am to be benefited, I should be with the Lord Shiva. So if you have that idea, and if you think about this, then we will not be having the difficult routine of life cycle. So Thirunavukkarasar Swami at that time when he recited this Padiham, he was thinking about Lord Shiva, nothing else. ஒன்னுளே 9 வாசல் வைத்தாய் ஒக்க அடைக்கும் போது, he was saying, all the doors will be closed in the body. There are 9 doors in our body. All the doors would be closed, and the soul would be running here and there to escape. It will some or other try to escape from the body. In what gate it has to go? Gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, gate 4. When you take the flight, see in the you will be given the announcement that where can you take your flight? Gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. Likewise, the soul will be running here and there, and the suffering will be very much. உன்னுளே 9 வாசல் வைத்தாய் ஒக்க அடைக்கும் போது உன்னை நான் உணரமாட்டேன். See, at that time soul will not be able to think about Lord Shiva. It will be in the greatest suffering. சாதலின் இன்னாதது இல்லை, Tiruvallur says. So the most difficult, torturing situation is the soul when it leaves the body. So at that time you think about Lord Shiva. At that time you think about Lord Shiva. If you think about Lord Shiva, the suffering of soul will not be there, will be ironed out, will be removed. That is why our ancestors are always saying, whenever you go to sleep, think about him. Whenever you get up, think about him. This practice is why, because see, at the time of deathbed, you will not have the strain of thinking him. Automatically will think about him. The thoughts will come to you. So likewise, our Thirunavukkarasar came to know that his salvation was approaching, and he was singing the he was singing the verse, and on completion he went to a deep meditation. He went into a deep meditation. And how long he was in meditation, nobody knew. He was on meditation, and the people, our ancestors, were saying that it was Sadayam, Chittirai Sadayam. On that day, he merged with the grace of Lord Shiva at his lotus feet. The sound of divine drums were on the rent the air, and Thirunavukkarasar attained the salvation, and he was a best guru. He was the best guru at that time, and even now he is the best guru of Saivat ideas. He had shown how to live, how to get the mercy of Lord Shiva by extending sincere, loyal service to him, to his adiyars, and also reciting his valuable, powerful padihams. We would be getting the grace of Lord Shiva. With this, we are just finishing off the life history of the great Thirunavukkarasar Swamigal, and I hope that I had explained to my level best, but nobody can give a detailed explanation or fullest explanation, because David Cheklar himself claims ஒரு நாவுக்கு உரை செய்ய உண்ணாமை உணராதேன். David Cheklar says it is impossible to narrate his fame in one life. ஒரு நாவுக்கு, that means in one life. You have to take so many births to come here and to praise of him. Even now it will not be completed. So that much of fame we can claim for Thirunavukkarasar. So likewise, I have also explained to my extent the possible way the greatness of our Gurunadhar Thirunavukkarasar Swamigal. And our next episode is about Kulachirayar, and in the next class we can go ahead with the next Adiyar Kulachirayar. In the meantime, I want to thank our Qatar couple, Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan, to sponsor these English lectures on Periya Puranam, so that people not well versed with the Tamil, they can come to know about our 63 Nayanmars, at least to a small extent. And I also request you to visit our website. There are a lot of information for you. We have published many books. We have published Jnana Kulandai in English, the life history of Thirunjana Sambandar in comics, so that the children will have inclination to go through it and they will be attracted. By that way, they will be imparted good manners, and they will be also carved in Saivam. With this, I am just closing down this episode, and let us chant 5-lettered mantra 5 times. I request you, all of you, to follow me. Tiruchitrambalam. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. ஓம் நம சிவாய. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கு இறைவா போற்றி. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.